$180. Yeah, with
$180 for what? No, you can come right up front.
my people 380.
Even though we usually line up by rank and everything, right up front, make it easier for you on being here. We'll put you on that dock, put you on that dock, pick on that dock. Like I said, we're a lot less formal in some ways, more formal in others. Also depends if one of the other black belts is here or not. We still got about a minute here. I want to just give a second. I don't expect anybody to join us on Zoom, you know, but you never know. The young family might jump in.
Janae says she's not
She says she's done.
doing it tonight.
She's not doing it tonight.
Yeah, she messaged me.
Did
It's
she
like,
send you a message?
She's
She sent me
done.
one
She's
the other
done.
day. She tried to call me the other day. I was
That's
like,
all right. Janae's been working on her yellow belt, her first belt for 2 years now. So, you know, she's allowed to not be, not to, if she's welcome anytime she comes. All right, it's 7 o'clock. All right, so, shooter just means attention. All right, there's a lot of creative in what we do. Now, our attention stance, you can have feet together just like you're in Taekwondo. If you're a Taekwondo student, Taekwondo black belt, you want to stand together, that's perfectly acceptable. If you're a pure Hanmudo student, we actually are at 45 degrees. All right, which doesn't matter which one you do. You know, we're a combination school. All right, from our attention stance, I would say on rock, which means okay. Stand out your right leg. Unless you have a physical reason. If you have any reason why you can't use your right leg, use your left leg. All right, it's one of those things. And we'll do Mukhyum, which is breathing exercises. Now, the breathing system we use for while we do our opening meditation is you inhale for 4 and you exhale for 6. And what happens when you inhale for 4, it activates one of your nervous systems. When you exhale, it activates the other nervous system. All right, you're stimulating one side of your brain, the other side of your brain. All right, now the other thing about the breathing though is it should be like a chain or a wheel to where there's no breaks in between the inhales and the exhales. So, as you're doing it. Well, and you don't have to do it through your mouth. So we're going to do Mukhyum, and I will say begin, which is Shisha. So you could close your eyes or look 45 degrees, and you just start breathing. Awesome, the room started breathing with us.
yeah.
And Burrow, which means return. And we're going to come up on our left knee. Now, without giving yourself a burn on your knee, turn around so you can see the flags. All right. Some people like to try to spin on their knee, and that can tear you up on these mats. All right, now I'm going to call out our bows that we do. The English for it is bow to the national flag. So I say, Kuki, Kikin. Your right hand goes over your heart. Now I'll say bow to our association flag. Kwani, Kikin. We say Han. Now I will have us bow to our founder. Dojin, Kikin. Now everybody turns back around. And I'll say, let's bow to the 1st to 3rd degree black belts, which I'm the 2nd degree black belt. So I'll say, So Sunday Min, Kikin. I always bow back, even though they don't really do that at the schools. But I bow back because I'm useless without you guys. If you guys weren't here, there's no reason for us to have a class. So I just have tons of respect. Now, real quick, this is a sword kneeling stance. We're supposed to imagine when we're in this stance, you'll notice I even hold my belt, that I'm wearing my sword. We train with swords starting as a white belt. You'll actually train with swords here and there. But if I have a sword on me, this is the only comfortable way I can kneel. If I try to kneel like this, I drive the belt of the sword into myself. And this hand is holding the sword, so this hand has to do my bowing. All right. And we do have a form that actually starts from this position. That's one of the Hanmudo forms. All right, so I'll say borrow, which means return, so we stand up.
It's also the only way to do it backwards.
All right, and nobody else has joined us, so if you're watching the recording later, please follow along. All right, so forward arm swings. Seeing nobody says yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I'm sorry, was that late?
and backwards.
Yes, ma'am.
I scared her in the parking lot.
That's what she was telling me.
You're in the parking lot.
And hugs.
I was gonna have to at least come through.
I do them slightly different, which you're able to do just normal hugs. But I've had both shoulders rebuilt. And this feels really good. I've had both shoulders rebuilt because of Hanmudo, because of my original two partners. All right, and up and down. If I was teaching my kids class, we do the robot. All right.
Okay, here, warm it up.
There's somebody out there on me. I think I'm doing the best. Martial arts watching. All right, hands on our hips, head up and down. Left and right.
Right there.
Hold on.
What were you doing?
Gotta get started.
Actually just doing a throw, so I'll dip my hips. I'll push to the side of my hip. And that's how I'm going to teach you when you start doing it. You probably did it in the Japanese version, if you did any throws before, where you pull your body, bring it in, bring them up on your hips themselves. So this is just getting ready for that. Still feeling that fall.
In your hallway?
Oh yeah. Almost killed the dog.
Not from the fall.
For the, after the fall.
In the hallway.
All right, front and back. Now here's where I'll push back and left. I'll go forward and push back.
There's no way you can hear. Turn it on.
I can hear it just fine. Okay.
Look on one. Warming them up. Sir. I don't know if I can move them or not. I think they have the ultimate control. Oh, no. I can.
I can get up and talk. Hello? Hello? I can't
Hello.
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. What?
All right, we're just in the middle of warming up, so join right on in. You can see the class, what we got going. I'll make sure to pay attention to you guys also.
Yeah.
Right around my knuckles. And as I push in this direction, I drop my elbow. Just warming up for a wrist. And if I feel nothing when it gets to its full motion there, move. Rub those bones together. Okay, other hand.
Other hand.
You got it, Caitlin. Good, I'm glad you're feeling okay.
You will one day.
Your students reach out, grab your finger and stab yourself.
Yeah, that sound I was hearing wasn't from up front. It was from the Kaufmans. I didn't realize they had joined because they didn't show on screen.
Okay. Control the other hand.
It's actually just me today.
Just you? That's awesome, though.
Right hand for me. Good.
Turn your hand out. Over the top. Mr. Rubber Man. Yeah, he has no problems with flexibilities. He can be the gentleman on screen. Now, when you do these,
Some people don't.
Cheerleader. Split.
Once you get into your third belt here, once you're an orange belt, you start learning this stuff. So it's good because I do them on. All right, what we're going to go through some basics real quick. So we already covered the attention stance. So our next stance is our June beat stance. Just put your left foot, I'll be a mirror. Step out the shoulder width apart. Hands go together in front of your belt. All right. So June beat stance means a ready stance. So ready for instruction. We'll do ready to start a form from here. There are June beats for each individual form. There are times when we're doing different June beats. We ever just told June beat, this is the stance that it's expected. Now, if we take that left foot and we step out again, we bend our knees and push them outwards, we're in a sitting stance or a horse stance. Karate calls it a horse stance because it looks like a horse. All right. Now, I tend to have my feet like they're on railroad tracks, and I'm actually pushing into the sides of my feet. So the sides of my feet are digging into the mat as I do this. All right. Now, from this stance, when you're told sitting stance, when we're up, we're in a guard position. This is not fighting stance. This is a training stance. So the other way we can do this stance is we can take our hands. I'm just making sure I'm visible to Mr. Kaufman there. We can take our hands and we can put them down at our hips. All right. Still in a sitting stance. You're not in it.
It's because you moved.
As you move on.
because I moved on you. All right. Well, they can see you and you're a good example. Everybody can watch Mr. Addis. All right, so from here, what we're going to work on is we're going to work on front punches. So what we're going to do is we're going to punch target, same as ourselves, right in the chest, right in front of us. All right, so go ahead and starting with your right arm out, or your left arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now we're going to do double punches. So we're going to do 2 punches, both to the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do opposite arm double punches. Switch arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do triple punches. So for triple punches, I punch the nose, I punch the chest, I punch the groin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 6. We'll keep it even. All right, take it out just a little bit. The other thing we're going to do from here is something we would never do in a fight is we can throw a kick. Now the reason I would throw a kick from a sitting stance is to work on my core strength, work on my balance. Because it takes a lot to go from here to here, back down without wobbling. I still wobble. It's okay if you wobble. So with your hands up, we're going to do front kicks. Go ahead and start with your right leg. 1, 2, 3. Back down to good second stance. 4. 5. 6. Wobble in the house. So what we can do to make that even more difficult, we can do a side kick. Now for a side kick, I'm going to come up and I'm going to chamber my knee in front of me. Chamber my knee, up and down. Since I'm going slow, I'll kick, I'll come back, and I come down. All right, starting with your right leg. 1, 3, 4, 5. Move on forward. 6. Kick here. Okay. Good. A little more wobble there, huh? All right. So our next stance we have is a front stance. So if I take from my sitting stance and I take my, let's say, right leg and step forward, I'm now in a front stance. My hips are aimed forward. My hand is up in a guard position. My front is bent enough to where I cannot see my toes. My back leg is locked out tight. This is not a good fighting stance because this is slow. Everything is locked into the ground. This is a good finishing stance. I've thrown a reverse punch, but locked everything down. Thrown a back fist, locked. A big stance I would only hit for a moment. All right, just talking sparring or fighting, you're never going to want to be here. Because the next exercise we do will show you why. What we're going to do is bring an axe kick. We do front arm swing. Bring our back leg swing. And bring our back leg up and back down. All right. 1, 2. It's hard to get off the ground. 3, 4, 5. 5. Your feet are too tight together, too close in a line. You should feel nice and solid. 1, 3, 5. All right. Now, next stance is a back stance. I take, shift my back leg in just a little bit, get the L out of my feet. Now I'm sitting about 60-40 on my weight distribution. I should be able to put my front leg and kick, but I should be able to put my back leg and kick also. This is more comfortable. This is a sparring stance in Taekwondo. This is not necessarily a sparring stance in Hanmudo. So from this position, what I want us to do is with our front arm, we're going to walk through what would be your curriculum. We're going to walk through the hand curriculum. All right, so the name of your curriculum is Bang Kwang Sun Tzu. Defense against attack, Sun, meaning I'm returning with hands or high attacks. There's Bang Kwang Bal Tzu also, which is return with kicks. We'll do that in a minute. All right, so with our front hand, what we're going to do is we're going to do a jab. All right, and that's the first one. But when I jab, I do not stay stationary. I move forward. I push. I don't even have to bring that back foot up. I push. And that front leg can move right back. So 1, 2, set, hit, pass it. All right, now let's do it with the backhand. For a backhand punch, I'll drop my hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great, switch them. Front arm. Enough. 2, set, hit, pass it. Back arm. Now. 2, set, hit, pass it. All right, switch stance. All right. The next attack we do is an arc thrust. An arc thrust is basically a throat grab against somebody who knows how to throw a punch. You're fighting somebody who practices how to do a proper jab. When they jab, they drop their chin. All right, that's standard boxer training. I don't know how much boxing training you take, but you drop your chin, tiger's last jaw. That way you take out one of your knockouts. All right, to get in there, you have to go in 5. We attack with this part of our knee. So it's a throat strike and then grab. Right now we'll concentrate on the strike. Put up, 2, set, net, pass it, back arm, up, 2, set, net, pass it, switch, arm up, 2, set, net, pass it, up, 2, set, net, pass it. All right, switch, arm, up. The next one is a ridge hand. You ever done a ridge hand? So you know, touch the thumb, targeting with this part of your. All right. There's 2 ways you can do a ridge hand. You can do a ridge hand like a jab, where you're taking and you're actually striking straight, or you can do a ridge hand out and around. I prefer out and around, like the head of that hand. All right. 1, 2, set, net, pass. Back in, 1, 2, set, net, pass it, switch, 1, 2, set, net, pass it, 1, 2, set, net, pass it. All right, knife hand, switch, over here, chop out. You're attacking with this part of your hand. Okay. 1, 2, set, net, pass it, back in, 1, 2, set, net, pass it, switch, strong hand in it, 1, 2, set, net, pass it, you're old, 1, 2, set, net, pass it. All right, we're almost through what would cover your first form. Back twist, same starting place, targeting these 2 knuckles. And 1, 2, set, net, pass it. 1, 2, set, net, pass it. Switch. 1, 2, set, net, pass it. 1, 2, set, net, pass it. God, I like that. Those first 5 cover your first form. All right, everybody on your dots. Miss Caitlin, did Mom kick you? Miss Caitlin, get on your dot, please. Okay, Miss Caitlin, we're going to do your form from last cycle. All right? So when we start a form in Hanmudo, we step out to the Junbi stance. Our right hand makes a fist, our left hand makes a sword. All right. Warrior's colors, that's correct. So we have actual opponents attacking us, and we do our techniques in order. So you're learning 12 techniques in each belt level. So each form you do either has part of those techniques in the proper order, or has all 12 of those techniques in the proper order. In the white and yellow belts, in white and yellow belts, I should say, adults, you do 2 forms. The first one has 5 techniques, the second one has 7. So I'm going to show you how easy a Hanmudo form is. And you can sit there and go, I think I can do it. All right, so from Junbi, we got a bad guy coming from that side. We're going to punch at our face, so we block. We punch him back. There's that technique number 1. We're going to do it 3 times. Guys behind us punching, so we turn around, that same arm blocks, we punch. Now that arm that's out blocks to the front of us, and we punch. You hear everybody key out by saying punch. All right, left foot comes to right foot, left foot goes forward. All right, now we got the same bad guy coming at us 3 times. So what we're going to do is after he punches, we're going to take our front arm and we're going to block. Now we're going to step and arc thrust. Front arm block, step and arc thrust. Front arm block, step and arc thrust. Now we're only going to do 2 of each technique. All right, so we did 3 and 3. Back foot steps around, and we block. Step, I was coming up to where you could see me. Step back where you were and block. All right, and if you're worried about stances, this is actually a back stance into a front stance. Boom. Right foot comes to left foot. Right foot comes to left foot. Right foot steps towards the flags. All right. So now that we're facing the flags, we have a high block. Now we're going to do an outside block, chamber, step, nothing. Outside block, chamber, step, and nothing. Now, left foot comes to right foot, and we face sideways. Left foot steps out back to our starting position. Hands make an X in front of us. We duck. The inside hand does a back fist. It now becomes the outside hand. We duck. We back fist. Back to do me. That's the entire form to show the first 5. So it's just your 5 techniques done in order. All right. So now let's talk about number 6. We lost some misses right. Okay. All right, everybody back into left side forward back stand, please. All right, with our front arm, we are on spear hand. All right, spear hand. All right. You can also do it as a shot to the throat. In fighting, it's a shot to the throat. With a partner, it's a shot right into the nerve blocks. So, spear hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Backhand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Backhand, 1, 2. Spear hands, 3, 4, 5. Switch. After spear hand comes elbow, which is actually a forearm strike. You never hit with the point of our elbow because that's actually an empty spot. Yeah. If you hit something hard like their jaw, so what we hit with is we turn, we hit the forearm right here. All right. Forearm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back arm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And up, 2, set, net, pass it. Yeah, I'm counting 5 now. Yeah, I know pass it, yasset, elbow. You know, I mean 5, 6, and 7 in there. Then udal, no. Is it udal?
Yeah.
Then aha,
I hope.
aha, right?
It's like close to hope.
And then you, okay, almost counts as 10 and 3 in that. She's been studying. All right, so after a forearm strike, your next strike you do is a pony. Knock, 2, set, net, pass, knock, 2, set, net, pass it, switch, knock, 2, set, net, pass it, knock, 2, set, net, pass it. You hit yourself what you do. You picked up some bad habits from me. Switch. On. Okay. Loose hand.
3.5 years, sir.
Chamber is around our gut.
3.5 years, sir.
Has it been that long?
Yes, sir.
All your fingers touch and you try to touch them back to your forearm, which doesn't work. We're setting up to hit this part of our wrist right here. All right. Once we extend this way, this becomes a very hard reinforced part of the body. When it's this way, it's not. It's actually quite weak. So you bend and strike. Come on. 2, set, net, pass it, back, come on. 2, set, net, pass it, switch, on. Come on. We're doing your techniques, Caitlin. 2, set, net, pass it, come on. 2, set, net, pass it. All right, switch, on. All right. Hammer fist. Yeah, when we do a hammer fist, go ahead and make a hammer fist. Just hammer fist, all right. Hit your hand, feel how solid it feels at the bottom. And do me a favor, stick out your first finger. Make your hammer fist and see if it feels more reinforced. Kind of weird how it changes, isn't it? All right. I would never hit anybody like this. Because if I miss, I'm going to break my finger. But I do extend like this. All right. Because that changes the focus. And you're going to see, even on our flag, if you look at our flag in the back, the Hanmudo flag, look at the yellow. And notice that first finger's out. That's a Hanmudo symbol, but it actually makes the point I'm making right now. Is we get a stronger grip by putting out a first finger. But when I teach you to start grabbing people, you'll notice my fingers are always extended. Or if not, I'll go extended fingers to myself. Not like having Dr. Kim come up and go. Finger. He's done that to me before. All right, what were we on?
Hammer fist.
Hammer fist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, set, net, pass it. Not. 2, set, net, pass it. Look at all those people. All right. After hammer fist, we have fan knee. It's a strike to the groin.
That's why you work out.
I would never use this technique on the groin. I would hit it in the nerve points, that's right, where your hip beats your leg. There's a bundle of nerves right there where if you push, it hurts. That's where I would hit with it. I hit closer to the knee with it. But if I was going out to cause trouble, I'd wear a cup.
Yeah.
So the last thing I need is somebody who thinks like me, I'm causing trouble, and I actually have to use this stuff. And I go whack right into a cup and crack all of the bones in the back of my foot. But that's the move. It's a fan move. It's a slap.
Don't try to break it.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to go sports.
It hurts.
And so from hands up, knock, do, set, net, pass, knock, do, set, net, pass it. I did. Switch. You can count with me, it's allowed. Knock, do, set, net, pass it. Knock, do, set, net, pass it. Switch. All right, last one we have is forearm strike. Premise here is, as I block his punches, I pull him in and strike him on the back of the neck. I show you, but I'm not allowed.
Until you get to yell, see me yell about.
All right. What you're going to do in the future with it is you're going to use it to do a head throw.
Awesome.
All right. And you start doing that when you do defense against front body seize. They go to grab you in a bear hug. One arm is not caught up in it. You just smack them and throw them. So, stop. Come on. 2, set, net, pass. Come on. 2, set, net, pass. Switch. Come on. 2, set, net, pass. Come on. 2, set, net, pass. That's all 12 strikes. Punch, arc, bridge, knife, back fist, spear hand, forearm, can't remember. Spear hand, forearm, palm heel, gooseneck, hammer fist, fan knee, forearm. I had to think my way through it. All right, so we have a form that shows the remaining 7. So what we're going to do is we're going to do bong pong yi young. The second hand form. Caleb, this is your form. Pay attention. All right, so same Jumbi. Step out. Right hand is fist, left hand is open. Same set of bad guys they didn't learn the first time. So what we're going to do is we're going to block. We're going to spear. We're going to block. We're going to spear hand. Now we have to throw in 2 extra shots. So what we're going to do is we're going to block. We're going to forward. All right, left foot comes to right foot. Left foot steps out. It's a back stance if you're paying attention. What we want to do here is front arm block. We step, front stance, palm heel. Back to a back stance, front arm block. Front stance, palm heel. Back stance, front arm block. Front stance, palm heel. Arm tuck, step back. Right leg steps around again. Stomach chamber here. As we step, we do some step back where we were, do our block. Chamber around our belly, step, and goose. That's on. Right foot comes to left foot, step towards the flat. We do a high block, and we're going to extend out the front arm and the back arm. Just extend out your back arm, Mr. Kern. Young, older Mr. Kern. Back arm should be straight out. All right, so we're in a back stance. Front arm back. We get into that hammer fist. We get into that hammer fist. Left foot comes to right foot. Step back out to our starting position. Now we still have one more attack we have to sneak in. So we hit with double fan hands and then double form, making 7 different moves. All right. To test for your first belt, if you decided you wanted to continue on the go, you would have to show me those 2 forms in the 12 hand strike. That's it. So the first test is an easy test. Later on, there'll be bow staff and other stuff as we shown you, which I would do normally as the white belt also, but with the COVID stuff, things have changed a little bit. Do I have enough bow staffs currently?
Where's my post
Got bring him over there.
There's a red one, 2 of them.
Who's the tallest guy in the room?
Me.
He's a been Santa.
Not me.
Thank you, Shai. I got home in my garage. I gotta bring it over back.
I got a video version of my truck.
I trained with one of these for how long? Did you? I wish you. And I got that.
That's fine.
It stays,
All right, guys, to go ahead and review,
it stays put up.
Shinsan Bangyang is the bow staff form we've been working on. I understand you two have no clue about it. That's okay. Everybody else, Melody, you really haven't seen it yet either, have you? Have you?
I know.
Okay. All right. So Shinsan Bangyang is an offensive bow staff form. So what that means is in Shinsan Bangyang is we are attacking them. So in previous forms we've done, I'm doing short moves because they're already moving in at me. They're coming in to punch me. I don't have to go very far to strike them. In this form, I have to reach for them. So one of the things this form looks for is, do I make my weapon longer so I can hit them? Which is what I'm going to do. Now, I'm not as caught up in the length changing as I am the basics of the form in the beginning. But I want everybody to be aware of, eventually it's drop your bow staff. So we start this form with our bow staff in our left hand. I'm sorry. Yeah, in our left hand. Hand is across. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the bad guy in the ankle. We're going to get his attention. So just grab your bow staff. Cat stance. Hit him in the left ankle. All right. Back stance. Hit him in the face. Cat stance. Hit him in the ankle. Sitting stance. Same hand hits him in the face. Other hand hits him in the face. Right cat stance. Left hand hits him in the ankle. Right back stance. Right hand hits him in the face. That's the first 7 counts of this form. You've learned this before.
I've been working with, watching the videos and working with Justin.
Who working with Jesse?
I recorded, had him recorded something to me too.
When
While I
did
was
he do
watching your
that?
videos.
When did Justin do that?
He did it a couple weeks ago, actually.
Whose phone was that?
That was mine.
Oh, okay. All right. So-
He recorded for me a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
First 7.
Oh, we just the first 7? Okay.
When I asked him about it, he told me to take the video.
There are 42 counts for this one. We're only doing the first 7 this cycle. No, you would not need to know it if you didn't want to test it in a couple weeks. You would just need to know your 2 forms and 12 strikes. Or you could do your 12 strikes and you could do this form and another form. The other way is easy. All right, so from June B, now I make it long. I cat stance, I hit him. I make it long in the other direction. I back stance, I hit him. Make it long, cat stance, hit him. It's already long, I hit him in the face. Make it long, hit him in the face. Right cat stance, make it long, hit him in the ankle. Right back stance, make it long, hit him in the face. All right, can you do the move after this?
Nope. Oh, I know 7.
That's all 7. I'm going to do it this time. I'm just going to give the count, and then I'm going to watch everybody as they attempt it. So one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jumbi. Let's see what we can remember. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Other hand, Mr. Kim. All right. 5. Four should have been sitting stance, left hand. 5 is right hand. 6, cat stance strike. 7, back stance strike. So from the sitting stance, you have 2 counts, 4 and 5. All right. And one more time, June B, and then we're going to do Kwan Bup Bo. 1, Caitlin, don't poke your thing in the floor. 2. Good. 3, cat stance strike. 4, sitting stance, strike with your left hand first. 5, right hand. 6, ankle shot. 7, back stance, face shot. So there's a lot of little dancing moves in this as we're moving forward. All right. Go ahead and put your bow staffs up just against the wall so I can sanitize them.
I'll eventually get trouble like this back.
I was wondering where my other 2 are. Somebody who's not a student anymore kept one. That's all right. I bought them for $6 each from the scout shop.
One of my garage I've been working with.
Probably hadn't been a, assistant scoutmaster and all that fun stuff. I knew where to go. All right. The other form we've been working on is Kwan Bup Bo. Kwan Bup Bo. Now, Chin Sun Bong Young, the one we just did. Yes.
No.
No, we're not doing falls right now. All right. Kwan Bup Bo and Shin Sun Bong Young are both needed to show for 2nd degree black belt as you test. Half of one and half of the other. 3rd degree, you have to show the entire form of the entire form. Kwan Bup Bo is 4 passes down the street. All right, come down the mat, and go back, down the mat, and back. So what we're working on is the first 4 counts of Kwan Bup Bo. Again, you would not be tested on this. All right, so our June B for Kwan Bup Bo, because I have a couple new people. Have you been doing Kwan Bup Bo also? Okay. So watching me as I do it, June B is left hand over right hand. And what we do is we reach up as we look up, we reach out, and I'm stretching myself completely out in the shoulders here. As I get to the point where my hands are down, I step out to my June B, I rise up on the balls of my feet, and my hands are in the ready position. So one more time, feet together. We're reaching out, we're stretching out, we're stepping out, we're raising up. I'm going to go straight into a front stance. I'm going to go high block. Front stance, hammer fist. All right. Back stance, outside block, reinforced. So it's reinforced. All right, now I'm going to do a knife hand block. Then I'm going to trap that hand. I'm going to kick, back stance. Knife hand block, trap the hand, kick, back stance. Knife hand block, trap the hand, kick, draw back to a sitting stance as I punch. Hand is chambered. I'm going to open up my hand as a target for a crescent kick. Allow that momentum to bring me all the way through. Extended outside block, palm out. Extended outside block. Back stance, high block. Reverse punch. Reverse stance, punch and elbow. And I look over my shoulder. That's 7 counts also. That's the first pass. What do you do? Different.
Different.
It's a traditional Taekwondo form, a traditional Korean.
And I know they're doing the same thing here in the front. As they're.
So one more time. Step out. Step inhale as you raise. And step out. High block. Hammer fist. Outside block. Knife hand block. Trap kick. Knife hand block. Trap kick. Knife hand block. Trap kick. Sitting stance. Crescent kick. Extend it outside. And again, palm out. And I reinforce. Extend it outside block. High block. Reverse punch. Reverse stance. All right. Who thinks I can do it?
I guess I could.
I'm not gonna do that to any of you guys. Let's go ahead, and one more time, I wanna cover the second stance. That way it's for Miss Caitlin. Miss Caitlin, let's do your form one more time. Get on your dot. All right, so we're gonna do the second form one more time. So from June B, we block, spearhead. Block, spearhead. Block, elbow. Arm. Step forward. Front arm block, palm heel. Front arm block, palm heel. Front arm block, palm heel. Step back. Step around block, gooseneck. Step around block, gooseneck. Feet together, step to the back. High block, extend out. Double hammer fist. Double fan in, double forearm block. Everybody back on your dot? Class went quick. Class is much more fun when we're allowed to grab each other and throw each other.
It is.
I'll be honest with you. Working fundamental and basics are so good for us, but it's so much more fun when I go, okay,
Yeah.
let me
No,
show you how to do
no.
this.
How long did we work on those forms in class over Zoom?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking because I'm
So who
sorry.
should be able to do these forms now?
Well, I need help, but
When you go for your,
you and I have both been in most of the Zoom classes, and I'm retaining quite a bit of it.
when you go for your black belt test, you're gonna do one. So you can count up how many belts are already black belt. And realizing the first 2 belts, there's 4 forms alone. You know, and the rest of the belts, there's only 1 form per belt. But it's always good to, yes, Mohammed. I like it. All right, everybody, should you? Thank you for coming to class tonight. Everybody, thank you for being here. And yeah. Have a very good night, Mr. Kaufman.
16 forms, 144 things.
Thank you. You too.